So we've talked about breath, we've talked about who we are at the spiritual level, and we've talked about aligning, firing, wiring, and aligning to our true self. So this next exercise, I want you to experience the inner senses, AKA your imagination, okay? Some people can do this really easily, and some people have a little bit of a struggle. So it doesn't matter if you're struggling with any part of this. Again, don't listen to the chatter that says you're dumb and you don't understand this, or it doesn't work for you. It just takes more exposure to it and more practice and more experiencing it. You don't shift anything only with knowledge. It has to get to this deep place. So that's what we're going to work on right now. So go ahead and close your eyes. And I'm going to give you some objects, and I want you to see in your imagination. So if I say the word car, okay, did an image come to your mind? Okay, and just notice what color is it, what make and model, even what year. Just notice, you're observing anything that comes to mind. Maybe it was a car you had, or your boyfriend had, or your child had, or whatever. There's something about that car that maybe had significance, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it was just a car. Okay, good, come back. Okay, ready, we're going again. Now I'm gonna say boat. Okay, you got a boat? If I were to ask as many people that are gonna watch this, I can't, but there will be a wide range. Somebody once told me that said, there's one Earth, but 9 or 3 trillion worlds, right? Because this is exactly the point I'm making here, is we all have our inner perceptions and our inner images of what is happening in our world. And this is just a little beginner example of how everybody sees things differently. And there's not right or wrong in how you're going to see it. It's your perception, it's glasses you have on. So, but I really want you to hone in on your observer skills, using observation, and your imagination. Because here's what happened when we were little. Remember the monster under the bed example? Was there a monster under the bed? No. Where did that monster live? When we felt our heartbeat and our palms sweat and our right, screaming for our moms. The monster only lived in our minds, in our imagination. Could you picture that monster? Maybe not clearly, I'm thinking in my case, I couldn't tell you exactly. It was just a foreboding feeling and a foreboding, scared emotion that felt like a dark cloud, but I couldn't tell you exactly. And it didn't matter, did it? Because it lives in your imagination. So we're going to take every imagination captive. This is what the scriptures talk about. Taking your imagination captive and saying, hey, I'm going to actually choose now what I'm going to imagine, instead of allowing it to just go on autopilot. So there's an exercise I've done over the years with people that help. There's 2 choices you can make depending on, well, there's more than, you can do whatever you want because I won't know, but there's 2 seemingly easier ideas to help people. So one is close your eyes and breathe, right? Breathing is always a part of this. Don't lose the breath. Stay focusing with the deep breath to keep you out of fear. And just imagine yourself, see yourself going into a movie theater. You're alone, no one's with you. You can have a little light on if that helps you. Some people don't like dark because it triggers fear, of course. It's your movie theater. You can have it be as large or as small. You could have people in there with you if you want. It doesn't really matter. See, this is why it's so cool, because you get to choose. Let your inner self bring you the pictures that you're supposed to have, because it's your deal. It's your trip. So go to this movie theater, sit in the chair, wherever you want in the theater, and see the screen in front of you. Okay, and take a couple of deep breaths as you settle in. Notice what the seat feels like. Is it one of those plushy velvet kind, or is it a vinyl kind? And how are the armrests? Is it a reclining seat? Get your imagination. Feel it. Smell. Do you smell popcorn? Just really hone in your imagination inner senses into this movie theater. Okay? The screen's in front of you, the curtain's open, it's just the movie screen. It could be an IMAX theater, it could be anything you want. So what I want you to do is bring to you up on the screen, bring a situation that is happening right now in your life. And it can be, let's make it a conflict situation. Okay, something, maybe you're in a relationship conflict, or you're having a physical conflict, you're having a something with a family member. Put that conflict specifics as much as you can up on that movie screen. It can be a movie, it can be a photograph. You could be seeing it play out with some actions and words and behaviors but I want you to notice, but make sure you're in it, okay? You are on that movie screen in a situation. It may just be a conflict you're having with yourself. So there's no one else in the picture with you. It's fine. Just put it on the screen and you're in the seat. Noticing as much as you can about the specifics. If there's people with you, pay attention, get a sense of them, get a visual. And more importantly, how are you feeling? Notice how you are feeling in that movie screen. Notice it. Observe it. Are you upset? Are you confused? Are you angry? Are you scared? Are you sad? Notice. Breathe. Okay? And now I want you to ask the you on the screen, from, like, as a reporter, actually, you're just going to be like, with a notepad, go up to the screen, to you on the screen. Might sound funny, but it honestly is so powerful. And go up to the you on the screen and breathe, keep breathing, because the breath will really help keep you in this powerful exercise. Ask yourself, why are you upset? Why are you angry? Why are you sad? Whatever the emotion is, just ask why and jot it down in your imagination notes. Paying attention to the you on the screen's energy and emotion. Okay? When you get that, ask the you on the screen, is there anything more about that you want to share? What else? What else? Let that you on the screen keep talking. You're just listening. In fact, you can keep saying what else for a little while. It's amazing what happens at about 4 or 5 what else's. Okay, that's a powerful exercise. So now, as an observer, you've got a really better grasp on what you're actually going through internally, don't you? Okay. The other thing you could do is just kind of imagine. Some people can't do the movie screen, but they just like put themselves next to themselves like a reporter. So if that's easier for you and you don't want the movie screen idea, then just either put you above you, like looking down at you, or side by side to you. Imagine another you that's asking the questions from an observer. If you find yourself getting caught up in the story of the you that's in the emotional situation, then you need to just distance more. Just distance more, because you're not observing anymore, are you? You got put in. And that's okay, because that's really the point here, is to keep pulling yourself out of you, to notice what's happening from a distance, more of a distance. You have perspective. So this is an observer exercise that is so powerful. So what I want us to do right now is I want us to use either of those ideas, go into the observer mode. But another piece of observing is if your mind wanders to even something not even in this exercise, if it wanders, if you go to somewhere else, oh, I observed that my mind went to some other situation that she's not even talking about. Is that not still observing? Yes, it's observer. So the point of this exercise is to teach you how to observe, the power of observation, and noticing when you, if you have judgment about the thoughts that are happening. Judgment means you're not in observation mode yet. You're not the observer mode. Observer without judgment is the key. So we're going to take a little exercise right here. We're going to go 3 minutes, and just together. You can keep doing this many times during your day, and go to the movie screen. You can go ask yourself, put other people, like if you had a conflict in that movie screen that you used. Another really powerful thing is go to the as observer to the people in that situation. What are you upset about? What is the message you want that person to understand that they're not understanding? Here are these. Pretend you're a reporter. It's an amazing exercise. So it'll take 3 minutes. If you completely leave this exercise, like in your mind, you went to another thought, you're doing it perfectly. You're doing it perfectly. Just notice it and go, oh, I went to a whole other thought. Okay, well, am I coming back to the movie screen? Am I going to the side by side? Where am I? Where I can go anywhere without judgment. All right, so here we go. Okay. So I hope you discovered some things. And I would like we're going to end this exercise and go ahead and journal. Write some things down. What did you learn? Don't judge anything. Don't judge anything. Stay as a reporter, as an observer. I noticed that I had this thought, not I I had this is how I feel. I noticed that this is how I feel. I noticed that. Okay. Start everything with a distance between the you that's feeling it and the you that's noticing it. Okay. We're going to shift to observer as much as we can in our life. That's the whole point of this exercise.